Hello, this is Mayor Chet, Mann, and I'm coming to you from my work office today on a hot summer day. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported me and our city council over the last 9.5 years, or almost 9 years. It's been a great honor of my life to be able to serve and to work for the city of Sanford. I never thought I would find myself in that position, but in 2013 things were different, and we felt the calling. And one of the greatest things I think I've ever done, and the biggest sense of pride and accomplishment, has been able to look back at all the things that me and our city council, working with our staff, were able to do. There's so many people to thank. I probably couldn't do it all in one sit-down interview, but I have to thank my family, my wife, for such great support. And I also want to thank many of my great and dear friends. I'm blessed to have an abundance of friends and family that have always been supportive of me. My parents and grandparents have always instilled this work ethic and the sense of community and giving back, which I carried with me throughout my administration. We had such an incredible run, so many firsts, I think, in Sanford. There's a lot to mention, but the creation of Saga and being able to bring in so many high-paying jobs with the Sanford Area Growth Alliance was one of my biggest accomplishments. But we also have revitalized both downtowns and seen them come back to life. So vibrant, with hardly any storefronts now for sale. All of them are in some form of transition or renovation, which in 2012, 2013 was not the case. We established new greenways and new sidewalks. We created the family park and the splash pad there at the Kiwanis Park. We leveraged our greatest asset, which is water and sewer, and we've inked some really significant deals with other cities like Fuquay, Holly Springs, Chatham County, Pittsboro, all of which will bring great returns back to Sanford and keep our region alive. We'll be able to use those revenues to put back into our utility fund so we can create more infrastructure for our residents here and be able to recruit more high-paying jobs in industry. We launched and created the idea and ultimately passed the bond for the $25 million 21st century multi-sports park. We know that costs during COVID and supply chain disruptions have gone up, but I think we'll find ways to bring that on in phases, and I'm grateful to the Lee County Commissioners for doing that. We acquired the depot building after 12 years of others trying to get it and not being able to secure it. I was able to secure that for the city, and it will soon hopefully become our welcome center, thanks to some of the generous work and grants by Representative John Sauls, who's been a great friend to me and the city. We acquired one of our other great accomplishments, I think, was our first Tourism Development Authority. We were able to finally get that after a decade or more of failure to get help doing that from our political delegation. We finally have a TDA. Wendy Bryan's done a super job, and that TDA board has been hard at work since day one. It's made a massive difference in Sanford and Lee County, bringing people here, promoting what we have. One of my favorite projects too was the creation of the Visual Arts District, including that fabulous mural trail that continues to grow. And we're trying to link together all the artists that we have here, not just painting and ceramics and pottery artists, but music, and making Sanford embrace its cultural heritage. We've got so many creative people here that linking the Temple Theater back to the Mann Center and creating this performing arts visual center, sort of another category, if you will, that we can bring people here and celebrate what we're good at in Sanford. We've pushed through a new Unified Development Ordinance that we sorely needed. We took so long to recognize that we were moving from a rural place to a more urban place. And now the new UDO will embrace that and make it better and have better quality growth in order to really set the blueprint for the next 20 years. It's a big accomplishment. It took a lot of work and a lot of years to get that done. But I do think it will help define who we become and what we look like over the next 25 years. We established 2 sister cities, one in Mexico, one in China, that were amazing. We sort of expanded our horizons and sort of set a higher bar for our residents to understand our neighbors and how the world works, and really stretched our citizens a little bit more to realize that even though we may be thousands of miles apart, we're all the same. And we learned our strengths and weaknesses and allowed our sister cities to help us improve our own residents while we help them improve theirs. We implemented the S3 Housing Connect Task Force, one of the most successful task force I've ever been involved with. We kind of created a response and an answer to a homelessness situation that's being modeled and copied in other places across the state and Southeast. We implemented a building integrated communities project, the Latino project, which was a really necessary and needed thing. It was a great exercise, a 3-year project that we did. We launched an opioid commission and an equity task force all in the last couple of years, even during the pandemic, and they've been wildly successful so far. We got major raises across the board for our Sanford Police Department, which allowed them to retain and recruit and keep quality people on the job at a time when many people were not excited about being on the police force. We were able to come through for them, and they've responded in kind because in order to be a great community, you have to be a safe community, and we want to keep supporting our police department. We did some of the same things with our fire department. They're in the process of getting a new chief and hopefully a new accreditation. And our police department, during the pandemic, was able to get CALEA certified, the highest certification you can get for a police department. We made it through a major pandemic. Even though we didn't know what our budgets would look like, we were able to figure it out. We were able to come through the other side intact, and I think stronger after the pandemic. But that was a great period of uncertainty, and our staff deserves a great deal of credit for being able to navigate that process and keep our businesses running and our services going intact. You know, we became part of the SRail commuter train program here with DOT, and Sanford will be a major stop on the SRail. It's going to be very exciting as we embrace different forms of mobility, and we kind of bring the train back to Sanford, which was where it all started back in 1874. We renewed Jonesboro. We turned over the Kendall Shopping Center. We gained back the Sanford Affordable Housing nonprofit and reclaimed the Wilrick Hotel building downtown, one of the large cornerstone buildings of our downtown. We won awards for our accounting and budgeting processes. We won North Carolina Main Street Awards, several for our revitalized downtown. And we were primary with Saga, and we brought in new industrial development, and we increased our tax base just in the last couple of years, well over $1 billion, which takes that burden of taxes from the citizen and puts it on the back of our corporate citizens. And we have just been in a win-win situation, and we do expect many more announcements to come as we go. We championed the public-private partnership model like nobody else has ever done, especially in a city our size, and it has worked so well. There's so many other firsts that we did. I just can't quite list them all in one interview. But I've got to give credit where credit's due. Our staff deserves a lot of credit. We have some of the most talented people, you know, with Vic Czar, our Public Works Director, Beth Kelly, our Financial Director, and of course Hal Hegler, our City Manager, who I've become so close to over these last 9 years. These guys do a great job, and it permeates all the way down through them to their department heads and to their city workers. There's not one city worker that I don't have the most ultimate respect for. And they just do a fabulous job and care. They do a lot with a little sometimes, and we need to thank them for that. I got to just say that there's a lot of other people to thank. There's so many department heads, you know, Marshall Downey, Holly Marisites, Fed Walker, Karen Kennedy, Barbara Stowe McMillan. The list goes on. Amy McNeil, all the public hearings we've had, all the growth that we anticipate to come. Folks, it's been the great honor of my life to be able to serve as mayor of the city of Sanford. It's something that my grandfather did in the 60s, and I think he'd be proud of me today. I think that we have left Sanford a whole lot better place than what we found it, and I think that that's something that we can be very proud of. I'm very excited about our new city council and the new members coming on board, and I think our new mayor-elect, Rebecca Wyhoff-Salmon, will do an outstanding job. I have all the confidence in her in the world. She will be fantastic, and she will keep this city moving forward in the right direction. I'm just very thankful and grateful that so many people helped me and supported me and got behind us as we kind of turned this city around from the depths of the Great Recession in 2008 that we found ourselves in, and we turned all that apathy and sort of the doomsday approach that we had back in those early 2000s and really harnessed some positive energy and really, I think, made Sanford a better place for the next generation to come. I'm tired, but I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the next chapter of my life. We're going to do some great things and achieve some personal goals, but also have the utmost confidence in the next council that's coming in and our next mayor with this great staff that we have. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve, never a burden. And I thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for probably some of the best years of my life. Thank you kindly, and God bless you all.